Something I would like to explain in particular this satsang. There's been such a strong flavor around relationship with this. What created the experience of being an ego did not arise out of relationship with God. It arose out of relationship with human beings. Turning inside is the greatest gift one can do, because it removes the habit of self-abandonment, which was initially created in very early life by what looked like external conflicts that seemed to be so big they could kill you. And then out of that initial imprint, there is this constant moving into the external to try to fulfill what is hungered for internally. When this is let go of, which it has been let go of largely for virtually all of you, there is this turning inside, the end of abandonment, the birth of true love. But at some point in the play, if the contract inside oneself is to break free all the way, breaking free all the way means being yourself in every possible scenario. Whether you are in a cave or in a city, whether you are alone or in intimate relationship with large numbers of people. The external play has a role. It is often believed as something to get away from, for the type of construct that needs and has to have relationship with others. The fast track lies in living in the cave. But most who live in the cave find safety in their ego construct in the cave and can have many experiences, but it's safe for the ego, so the ego survives. Even if one breaks out of the habit of following mental oscillations. For the one whose reaction to the play was based on need and have to have people and have to be loved and have to have those around me, the most direct track is learning to be alone with yourself. For those who feel safe alone, the direct track at some point reveals itself to be in relationship. For most, they remain throughout their life on the track that feels safe for the ego. Now this first piece, being in the cave, being alone, this is mandatory for either aspect of the ego, because there has to be the nurturing of the ability to be inside yourself. But ultimately, for the ripe one, your dreamscape, your play, which is not a mistake, which is not something to get away from, it is the roadmap. Your roadmap will offer you the direct track. And the direct track is a replication of what created the shell. And it will look like someone. And it will bring up these hidden aspects that could not be brought forth if the play hadn't brought the imprint just that way. The grace is that at this juncture, one recognizes what is going on. One recognizes there is no one. There is not even an object without a subject, and the truth of who I am is untouched by all of it. That there is an unseen hand that is moving all of it, including the character known as me. And the one that the primary fear is with is the one through which the channel of this direct wisdom comes. It is recognized to be completely safe, it is recognized to be the inroad, and it also brings up all of the pieces that conditioning has told you not to bring up. This is why through Jesus was spoken the words, the only way to the Heavenly Father is through me. Very misunderstood. This was the symbol in the dream of those around him at that time. It was absolute truth for those who received those words. For one who was born in a totally different environment, it makes no sense, but the mind latched onto it as an absolute. What is absolute is what is in front of you is always the direct option, the direct possibility. And for the very, very ripe one, it will present itself in an environment just like this. You know, one of the beautiful offerings through Ramana Maharshi, true master, their offering is free to all conditioning. It is just pure. So he arose at a time where it was common belief that in order to become free, you must become a renunciate. In a culture where many, many follow this, still do. And while in his personal journey he was a renunciate, when those would come to him who were householders with their issue of the desire to be a renunciate, the response would be, where you are is where you are meant to be. It does not matter. What is outside is coming from what is inside. When you are ripe, what is inside will bring forth all of the pieces that created the fundamental construction of the armor. And what it will bring up in the conditioned mind is, I don't know how. Because if there is a knowing how, it is familiar, and what is familiar is ego. Every player in this room holds the possibility many are breaking through it. But if the possibility did not exist, you would not find yourself with the orchestration just like this. This life is a fleeting fragment of a creation of the experience of time. The sum total of all of it in the face of freedom is less than a grain of sand on an endless beach. And yet the possibility is alive, and free will is yours. And it lies in what is not known. But something underneath knowingness can feel it.